Welcome, dear friend. I'm so glad you found your way here tonight. Before we begin our journey, allow yourself to become as comfortable as you can. Let your shoulders soften. Allow your hands to rest naturally. Feel the surface beneath you supporting your entire body. There is nowhere you need to go. Nothing left to finish. Nothing waiting for your attention. Only this quiet moment and the peaceful story that is about to unfold. Take a slow, gentle breath in through your nose, holding it for just a moment, and then breathe out slowly. Again, a comfortable breath in, filling your lungs without effort, and an even slower breath out. With every breath, allow the day to drift a little farther away. Relax your forehead. Soften the tiny muscles around your eyes. Let your jaw unclench. Feel your neck becoming loose. Your shoulders become pleasantly heavy. Your arms grow warm. Your hands become wonderfully still. Relax your chest, your back, your hips, your legs, all the way down to your feet. Each breath invites your body to settle a little deeper into comfort. Tonight, we are going somewhere very special, a place that cannot be found on any map, a place that does not appear during the day, a village so peaceful that it quietly waits until the moon rises before revealing itself. Some say it has existed for hundreds of years. Others believe it appears only for travelers who truly need a quiet place to rest. No one can say for certain, but tonight, it has chosen to welcome you. Take one last slow breath, and let us begin. The evening sky is painted with soft shades of lavender and pale gold. The sun has already slipped below the distant hills, leaving behind only its gentle glow. You find yourself standing at the beginning of a narrow forest path. The trail is made of old, smooth stones that have been worn by countless quiet footsteps over many years. Tall pine trees rise on both sides. Their branches sway gently in the cool evening breeze. The air smells wonderfully fresh. Pine needles, soft moss, wild flowers hidden among the ferns. Somewhere nearby, a tiny stream trickles peacefully over smooth stones. The sound is gentle enough to make you smile. You begin walking, slowly. There is no destination to hurry toward. Only the quiet joy of taking one peaceful step after another. The forest welcomes you with comforting sounds. Birds are finishing their final songs before bedtime. Leaves whisper softly overhead. Far away, a robin offers one last cheerful note before settling into its nest. The path curves gently through the trees. Tiny white flowers bloom along its edges. Their delicate petals glow softly in the fading light. A rabbit quietly watches from beneath a fern before hopping peacefully back into the forest. Everything feels calm. Nothing feels rushed. As you continue walking, the evening air becomes a little cooler. A gentle breeze brushes against your face. You look upward. Small gray clouds have gathered above the treetops. Moments later, the first tiny raindrop lands upon one of the stone paths. Another follows, then another. A light rain begins to fall. It is not heavy, only a soft woodland shower. Tiny drops land upon the pine branches. Tap, tap, tap. The forest seems to sigh with happiness. The leaves sparkle as they catch the rain. The moss becomes an even richer shade of green. The scent of fresh earth rises all around you. It is one of those comforting smells that instantly makes you breathe a little more deeply. You smile. Rain in the forest has its own special kind of silence. It never feels lonely. Instead, it wraps the entire world in softness. A little farther along the path, you notice an old wooden lantern hanging from a curved iron hook. Its warm golden flame burns steadily despite the gentle rain. The lantern casts a welcoming circle of light across the wet stones. Its glow reflects in tiny puddles, making the path shimmer like polished glass. Beyond the lantern, Another appears, then another, each one quietly lighting the way forward. They seem to have been waiting for you. You continue walking beneath their gentle glow. The rain taps softly against the leaves above. Your footsteps remain slow and unhurried. Every few moments, a cool breeze carries the comforting scent of cedar and lavender. The forest feels alive, yet wonderfully peaceful. As twilight deepens, the birds become quiet. In their place, another kind of light begins to appear. At first, you think they might be tiny stars that have fallen into the trees. Then you realize they are fireflies. One golden light floats slowly past your shoulder. Another rises from the grass beside the path. Dozens of tiny glowing fireflies drift gently between the ferns and wildflowers. Their warm little lights blink softly, never hurried, never bright enough to disturb the peaceful darkness. They move like tiny floating lanterns. Some rise into the branches. Others dance close to the ground. A few drift quietly beside you, as though they have decided to accompany you on your journey. Their gentle glow makes the forest feel almost magical, yet nothing feels strange, only comforting, only beautiful. You continue following the winding stone path. The rain grows lighter now. Tiny drops continue falling from the branches, long after the clouds have begun to drift away. Ahead, the trees slowly become less dense. The forest begins to open. The sky above changes from soft gray to deep navy blue. One by one, the first stars appear. Small, bright, patient. You stop for just a moment, looking upward. The clouds quietly part, revealing a beautiful full moon. Its silver light pours gently across the forest. Every leaf, every stone, every flower, everything becomes touched by soft moonlight. The fireflies seem to glow even brighter now. Their golden lights drift peacefully beneath the silver sky. The forest has become a place of two gentle lights. Warm gold below, cool silver above. You breathe slowly, feeling completely at peace. The path continues over a small stone bridge. Beneath it, a narrow stream flows quietly through the forest. The moon reflects upon the moving water. Tiny ripples stretch across its surface, carrying silver light downstream. You pause at the center of the bridge, listening. The stream, the breeze, the soft rustle of pine branches. A distant owl calls once, then everything returns to quiet. The silence feels comforting, like the forest itself has fallen asleep. As you step off the bridge, something unexpected catches your eye. Far ahead, through the trees, tiny points of warm golden light begin to shimmer. One, then five, then dozens. At first, they seem like more fireflies, but these lights remain perfectly still. Curious, you continue walking. The trees gradually thin. The path gently climbs a small hill. With every step, the lights become brighter, more numerous. You reach the top of the hill and quietly stop. Before you, nestled in a peaceful valley, rests the most beautiful little village you have ever seen. Stone cottages with flower-filled window boxes line narrow cobblestone streets. Warm lanterns glow outside every doorway. Golden light spills from cozy windows. Thin curls of smoke rise gently from old chimneys into the cool night air. A small clock tower stands peacefully at the village square. Its face glows softly beneath the moon. A gentle stream winds through the village, crossed by graceful stone bridges. Flower gardens bloom beside every cottage. Fireflies drift lazily above the rooftops. Somewhere, you hear the faint sound of laughter. A wooden door closes gently. A kettle whistles in the distance. The comforting smell of freshly baked bread drifts toward you on the evening breeze. The village feels wonderfully alive. yet completely peaceful, as though everyone inside has agreed to move slowly, to speak softly, and to enjoy the quiet beauty of the night. Above it all, the Milky Way stretches across the clear sky like a river of stars. The full moon watches over the little village, bathing its rooftops in gentle silver light. For a long moment, you simply stand there, taking it all in. It feels as though you have stepped into another world. Not a magical world filled with excitement, but one filled with peace, warmth, comfort. A place where time itself has learned to slow down. A wooden sign stands beside the path. Its carved letters are softly illuminated by a lantern. It reads, "Welcome to the village that only appears at night." You smile. The gentle glow of the lantern seems almost to brighten in return. You take one slow breath and begin walking down the cobblestone path toward the welcoming lights. Because tonight, the village has opened its doors, just for you. You continue walking down the gently sloping cobblestone path. Each stone beneath your feet has been polished smooth by countless quiet evenings, carrying the memories of gentle footsteps and peaceful nights. The village grows closer with every step. Warm lanterns hang from elegant wrought iron hooks outside each cottage. Their golden light spills softly across the damp cobblestones, still glistening from the gentle rain that passed through the forest only moments ago. Everything glows. The warm amber light blends beautifully with the cool silver moonlight, creating a peaceful harmony of colors that feels both comforting and timeless. As you reach the first little bridge leading into the village, you pause. A narrow stream flows quietly beneath it. The water is so clear that every pebble resting on the bottom can be seen through the gentle current. Tiny reflections of lantern light shimmer across its surface, dancing slowly with the movement of the water. Flowering vines spill over the bridge's old stone walls. White jasmine, soft blue forget-me-nots, climbing roses whose delicate petals still hold tiny droplets of rain. Their fragrance drifts gently through the cool evening air. You cross the bridge. The village welcomes you with complete stillness. Not the stillness of emptiness, but the peaceful quiet of a place where everyone has already learned how to live slowly. The first cottage you pass is small and beautifully built from pale gray stone. Its roof is covered with weathered slate tiles. Window boxes overflow with lavender, daisies, and tiny white flowers that sway gently in the evening breeze. Inside, you glimpse shelves filled with books and potted herbs resting comfortably beside wide windows. Someone laughs softly. The sound is gentle and kind, like distant wind chimes. Farther along the lane, another cottage catches your attention. Its wooden door has been painted a deep forest green. A brass lantern hangs beside it, gently swaying. On the front porch sits a wooden rocking chair with a thick knitted blanket folded neatly across its back. Beside the chair rests a tiny table holding a steaming teapot and a single porcelain cup. It feels as though someone has stepped inside only for a moment and will return any second. Yet the village never feels hurried. There is no rush for anyone to come or go. You continue strolling through the narrow streets. Every corner reveals another little treasure. A tiny fountain where fresh water trickles quietly into a round stone basin. A flower garden surrounded by a low white fence. A wooden bicycle leaning peacefully beneath a blooming apple tree. Small lanterns line every pathway. Instead of bright electric lights, the village glows entirely with warm flames. Every lantern burns steadily. Their soft light creates little islands of comfort all along the streets. As you wander farther into the village, a delicious aroma slowly begins to fill the air. Fresh bread, butter, vanilla, warm cinnamon. The comforting scents drift toward you, carried gently by the cool breeze. Without even thinking, your feet begin following them. The fragrance leads you to a tiny bakery nestled between two stone cottages. Above the wooden door hangs a beautifully carved sign, Moonrise Bakery. The windows glow with warm golden light. Inside, shelves are filled with freshly baked loaves resting on wooden racks. Round country bread, long crusty baguettes, soft dinner rolls dusted with flour, golden croissants with delicate flaky layers. Everything looks wonderfully fresh. You gently push open the old wooden door. A tiny brass bell rings softly overhead. Not loudly, just enough to announce your arrival. Warm air immediately wraps around you. The bakery feels wonderfully cozy. A crackling fireplace glows quietly in one corner. Its dancing flames reflect gently across polished wooden floors. Copper pots hang neatly from ceiling beams darkened with age. The scent of fresh bread surrounds you like a comforting blanket. Behind the counter stands an elderly baker. His silver hair catches the firelight, and a flour-dusted apron hangs neatly over his clothes. He smiles warmly, not with surprise, but with the quiet kindness of someone who has been expecting you all along. "Good evening," he says softly. "Welcome." His voice is calm, gentle, almost as soothing as the crackling fire. Without asking what you would like, he places a still warm loaf of bread upon a wooden board. Steam rises gently from its golden crust. He slices a thick piece and spreads fresh butter across it. The butter melts almost instantly, disappearing into the warm bread. Beside it, he places a small jar of golden honey collected from bees that live in flower gardens beyond the village. You take a careful bite. The bread is warm, soft inside, perfectly crisp on the outside. The butter is rich and creamy. The honey carries delicate hints of wildflowers and lavender. Every bite feels comforting. The baker quietly pours you a cup of warm herbal tea. Chamomile, lemon balm, a touch of fresh mint. The fragrant steam curls gently upward. You wrap both hands around the warm cup. Its comforting heat slowly spreads through your fingers. Outside the bakery window, the village continues moving at its wonderfully peaceful pace. Lanterns glow. Fireflies drift slowly between flower gardens. The occasional villager walks quietly past, always smiling gently to anyone they meet. Nobody seems busy. Nobody looks at a clock. Time itself feels softer here. After thanking the baker, you continue your evening walk. The warm loaf of bread rests comfortably in a small linen bag he insisted you take with you. "You may get hungry later," he had said with a smile. His kindness lingers with you as you stroll farther into the village. Soon another wonderful aroma catches your attention. This time, it is the comforting smell of vegetable soup slowly simmering. Fresh herbs, carrots, onions, rosemary, thyme. The fragrance drifts from a tiny stone building whose windows glow with firelight. A small wooden sign gently swings above the entrance. The evening kitchen. Inside, everything feels even warmer. Several wooden tables are arranged near a large stone fireplace. The fire burns quietly, filling the room with soft amber light. Copper kettles rest above glowing embers. A cast iron pot gently simmers over the flames. A cheerful woman stirs the soup slowly with a long wooden spoon. She smiles as you enter. Without asking for anything, she fills a rustic bowl with steaming soup. Beside it, she places a thick slice of warm bread. You choose a little table beside the fireplace. The wooden chair creaks softly as you sit. The soup is simple. Fresh vegetables, creamy potatoes, garden herbs. Nothing complicated. Yet somehow, it tastes exactly like comfort. Outside, a gentle rain begins once again. Tiny droplets tap softly against the old windows. The sound blends beautifully with the quiet crackling of the fire. Tap, crackle, tap, crackle. It becomes a peaceful rhythm, one that invites your thoughts to slow down even further. The woman places a tiny candle on your table. Its gentle flame flickers softly beside your bowl. The warm glow dances across the polished wood. You notice shelves filled with handmade pottery, small jars of herbs, fresh flowers arranged in simple glass vases. Everything inside the little kitchen has been chosen with care. Nothing is extravagant. Everything feels welcoming, comfortable. The rain continues for only a little while before gradually becoming lighter. Soon, tiny drops cling to the window panes like sparkling little crystals. Beyond them, the lantern-lit streets glow even more beautifully than before. The reflections shimmer across the wet cobblestones, making the entire village appear as though it has been painted with warm light. You finish the last spoonful of soup. The warmth settles pleasantly inside you. The woman quietly refills your teacup before returning to her kitchen without a single unnecessary word. Silence is never awkward here. It feels natural, comfortable, like another guest sitting peacefully beside the fire. When you finally step back outside, the rain has stopped completely. Fresh air fills the village once again. Every flower seems brighter. Every lantern shines a little warmer. Above the rooftops, the full moon has returned. Its silver light now joins the lanterns, bathing the peaceful village in a gentle glow. The streets ahead invite you to continue exploring. Somewhere nearby, soft violin music drifts through the night air. Slow, gentle, beautiful. You smile. The village still has many quiet secrets waiting to be discovered. And tonight, there is nowhere else you would rather be. You leave the warmth of the little kitchen behind, carrying only the gentle feeling it has given you. The cool night air greets you softly. It feels fresh after the brief rain, clean enough to breathe deeply without even thinking. The cobblestone streets still shimmer beneath the lanterns. Tiny drops of water rest upon every stone, reflecting warm golden light like hundreds of tiny stars beneath your feet. Above, the real stars shine just as brightly. The full moon hangs peacefully over the village, casting silver light across rooftops, gardens, and quiet little chimneys. As you continue walking, the gentle sound of music grows a little clearer. A violin, played slowly. Every note seems to drift through the streets like a feather carried by the evening breeze. There is no audience, no performance, only music offered freely to the peaceful night. You follow the melody. It leads you through a narrow lane lined with flowering vines climbing old stone walls. Lavender brushes gently against your hand as you pass. The fragrance mingles with fresh rain, warm bread, and the faint scent of cedar smoke drifting from nearby chimneys. The lane gradually widens, opening into a beautiful little village square. In its center stands an old stone fountain. Crystal clear water flows gently from its carved basin, creating the softest, most peaceful sound. Around the square, wooden market stalls glow beneath rows of hanging lanterns. Each stall is lovingly decorated with flower baskets and climbing ivy. The market feels alive, yet wonderfully quiet. Nobody rushes. Nobody calls out. People simply wander from one little shop to another, smiling kindly as they pass. You step into the square. Immediately, you notice how every stall has its own gentle glow. Warm candlelight flickers inside glass lanterns. Tiny strings of golden lights are woven through flower garlands overhead. Fireflies drift lazily among them, making it difficult to tell where the lanterns end and the tiny glowing insects begin. The entire market sparkles softly. Your first stop is a little bookshop tucked beneath a flowering archway. Its shelves are filled with beautifully bound books. Some are wrapped in soft linen. Others have leather covers decorated with tiny golden stars. The elderly bookseller smiles warmly. There is no need to hurry choosing, she says softly. Books are patient. You gently run your fingertips along the spines. The books seem wonderfully familiar, even though you've never seen them before. Titles like Evenings by the Lake, The Quiet Garden, Tea Beneath the Stars, The Gentle Forest. Each one seems written for peaceful nights like this. You continue wandering. Nearby, a candle maker carefully pours warm golden wax into tiny glass jars. The air smells of honey, vanilla, cedar, and lavender. Rows of finished candles glow softly upon wooden shelves. Some are shaped like little cottages. Others resemble tiny lanterns. The candle maker lights one for you. Its warm fragrance fills the air immediately. You close your eyes for just a moment, breathing in slowly. The comforting scent reminds you of quiet evenings at home, wrapped in a blanket, while rain taps gently against the windows. Everything seems perfectly balanced. Farther into the market, you discover a woman weaving thick wool blankets on an old wooden loom. Its quiet rhythm is almost musical. Click, slide, tap, click, slide, tap. Each movement is slow and practiced. The blanket grows little by little. Soft shades of cream, warm amber, forest green, and deep midnight blue blend together like the colors of the village itself. She smiles without stopping her work. Every blanket, she says gently, holds a little warmth from every season. You touch the finished fabric. It is incredibly soft, warm enough to imagine curling beneath it on a snowy winter evening. Next, you arrive at a tiny tea shop. Wooden shelves hold dozens of glass jars filled with dried herbs and flowers. Chamomile, rose petals, mint, lavender, lemon balm, jasmine. The owner quietly lifts the lids one by one, inviting you to enjoy each delicate fragrance. Every jar tells its own peaceful story. You choose a simple blend of chamomile and honey. The owner prepares it slowly in a delicate porcelain teapot. Steam rises gently. You carry the warm cup outside, finding a quiet wooden bench beside the fountain. The tea tastes wonderfully soothing. Its warmth spreads gently through you, matching the peaceful rhythm of the village. Nearby, children quietly release tiny paper lanterns into the evening sky. Each lantern carries only a small candle inside. One after another, they rise slowly above the rooftops, golden lights floating toward the stars. No one cheers. No one claps. Everyone simply watches in peaceful silence. The lanterns become tiny glowing stars themselves. The violin music continues, now joined softly by a cello. Together, their melodies drift through the square like a slow conversation. Nothing dramatic, only calm, only beauty. The market smells even more inviting now. Fresh pastries have just come from a nearby oven. The comforting aroma of cinnamon, warm apples, brown sugar, and butter fills the cool evening air. You follow the delicious scent to a little bakery stall. A smiling baker places a warm slice of apple pie onto a small ceramic plate. The crust is perfectly golden. Steam curls gently from the filling. Beside it, he offers a cup of rich hot chocolate topped with softly whipped cream and a tiny sprinkle of cinnamon. You thank him quietly, finding another little bench beneath an old maple tree. Fireflies drift lazily around its branches. The pie is warm, sweet, comforting. The apples are soft, the cinnamon gentle. The buttery crust melts almost effortlessly with every bite. The hot chocolate is rich and velvety, warm enough to make the cool evening feel even cozier. You sit quietly, simply enjoying the moment. There is no conversation to follow, no schedule to keep, only the simple pleasure of being exactly where you are. The clock tower quietly chimes. 1, 2, 3, Its deep, gentle bells roll softly across the rooftops. The sound is calm, comforting, never loud. As the final chime fades, the village seems to become even quieter. A cool breeze moves gently through the square. Lantern flames flicker softly. Flower petals dance across the cobblestones. The fountain continues its gentle song. The violinist plays one final peaceful melody before carefully placing the instrument back into its case. The musicians smile kindly to one another, then quietly walk home beneath the lanterns. One by one, the little market stalls begin closing, not because the evening is ending, but because everything here follows its own peaceful rhythm. Candles are gently blown out, blankets folded neatly, books carefully returned to their shelves, flower baskets watered one last time. The square slowly returns to quiet stillness. Only the lanterns remain glowing. Only the fireflies continue their gentle dance. Only the fountain continues whispering beneath the moon. You stand slowly, taking one last look around the beautiful market. It feels as though you've wandered through a dream, yet everything has been wonderfully real. As you leave the square, a narrow stone pathway catches your eye. It winds gently between flowering hedges, leading toward a place hidden beyond the last cottages. A small wooden sign hangs beside the path. Its carved letters glow softly beneath a lantern. Moonflower Garden. Curiosity stirs gently within you. Not hurried curiosity, only the quiet excitement of discovering another peaceful corner of this remarkable village. You smile, take one slow breath, and begin walking toward the softly glowing garden waiting beneath the stars. The little wooden sign sways almost silently in the evening breeze. Its lantern glows with a warm amber light, illuminating the narrow stone path ahead. You step forward slowly. The village square grows quieter behind you. The soft murmur of the fountain fades. The last notes of the violin drift gently into the distance. Only your footsteps remain. The path is lined with smooth white stones. Between them, tiny wildflowers bloom in shades of lavender, pale blue, and creamy white. Their petals are still decorated with tiny drops of rain that sparkle beneath the moonlight. The air becomes wonderfully fragrant. Lavender, jasmine, fresh mint, a hint of rosemary carried gently from a nearby herb garden. Each breath feels deeper than the last. Cool, fresh, comforting. The path curves beneath a graceful arch covered in climbing roses. Although it is night, the roses still seem to glow softly. Their pale petals reflect the moonlight with quiet elegance. Beyond the arch, the garden slowly reveals itself. It is larger than you imagined, much larger. Gentle pathways wind between flower beds filled with blossoms that only open after sunset. Moonflowers unfurl their creamy white petals beneath the silver sky. Night jasmine releases its sweet perfume. Clusters of tiny white lilies sway gently beside winding streams. Everything seems to bloom for the moon alone. There are no bright colors shouting for attention. Only soft whites, gentle blues, silvery greens, and the warm golden glow of lanterns hanging from old oak branches. The entire garden feels like a peaceful painting. You walk slowly along the winding path. The gravel crunches softly beneath your shoes. Nearby, a tiny stream flows quietly between smooth stones. Its water is crystal clear. The moon reflects upon its surface, creating ribbons of silver that move gently with the current. A little wooden bridge crosses the stream. Its polished handrails feel smooth beneath your fingertips. You pause in the center, looking down into the water. Small fish glide lazily beneath the surface. Their movements are slow and effortless. Occasionally, one rises gently toward the moonlit reflections before disappearing once again into the quiet stream. The sound of moving water is wonderfully calming. Never loud, only a constant whisper, as though the garden itself is quietly breathing. You continue across the bridge. On the other side, rows of lavender stretch gently into the distance. Their fragrance fills the cool night air. Tiny bees have long since returned to their hives. Now, only fireflies drift above the purple blossoms. Dozens, then hundreds, tiny golden lights floating through the garden. Some move in slow circles. Others drift peacefully among the flowers. A few rise toward the branches overhead before gently floating back down again. Their movements are graceful, almost like tiny dancers following music only they can hear. You stop for a moment, simply watching them. There is something deeply comforting about their quiet rhythm. Nothing hurried, nothing planned, only gentle movement. The breeze stirs once again. It carries the soft rustle of leaves through the branches above. An ancient oak tree stands proudly near the center of the garden. Its wide branches stretch like welcoming arms beneath the moon. A circular wooden bench surrounds its enormous trunk. You slowly make your way toward it. The bark feels wonderfully textured beneath your fingertips. Strong, steady, timeless. You take a seat. The bench is warm from the day's sunshine still lingering within the old wood. Above you, the branches form a natural canopy. Between the leaves, thousands of stars shine quietly. The Milky Way stretches from one side of the sky to the other like a river woven from silver light. You lean back comfortably, looking upward. The stars seem brighter here than anywhere else. Perhaps because there are no city lights. Or perhaps this little village simply knows how to protect the beauty of the night. A gentle breeze brushes across your face. It carries the fragrance of blooming flowers and fresh earth. You close your eyes for just a moment, listening. The stream, the leaves, the distant chirping of crickets, a soft owl calling somewhere beyond the garden. Everything blends into one peaceful melody. Take a slow breath in. Notice the fresh scent of lavender filling the cool night air. And breathe out slowly. Allow every breath to become softer, slower, more comfortable. Again, breathe in gently, and breathe out completely. Feel your shoulders becoming heavier, your hands resting quietly, your thoughts growing lighter, like tiny clouds drifting across the moon. When you open your eyes again, the fireflies are still dancing. One settles gently upon a nearby flower. Its tiny light glows warmly for a few moments, before it quietly lifts into the air once more. You smile. The garden seems filled with countless tiny moments like this. Simple, peaceful, beautiful, nothing extraordinary, yet somehow unforgettable. Farther along the path, you notice a small glass greenhouse. Its windows glow softly from within. Curious, you walk toward it. Inside, rows of herbs grow in neat wooden boxes. Fresh basil, lemon thyme, chamomile, mint. Tiny citrus trees fill the air with a delicate fragrance. Warm lanterns hang from the wooden beams overhead. Their light reflects gently upon the glass walls. Outside, the moon watches quietly through every window. A small wooden watering can rests beside a stone bench. Everything is tidy, everything cared for. It feels as though the gardener has only stepped away for a quiet cup of tea. You wander slowly through the greenhouse, stopping to gently brush your fingertips across the soft leaves of mint. The fresh scent rises immediately, cooling, refreshing, comforting. When you step outside once more, the night feels wonderfully still. The rain has completely disappeared now. Tiny drops remain only upon the flower petals. Each one catches the moonlight like a tiny crystal. Nearby, a little stone path winds gently upward. It leads to a tiny hill overlooking the entire village. You follow it slowly. The climb is gentle, easy. When you reach the top, the view takes your breath away. Below you, the village glows like a collection of tiny golden stars. Lanterns illuminate every winding street. Smoke curls softly from stone chimneys. The stream reflects both moonlight and firelight. The clock tower stands quietly at the center. The little market now rests peacefully, its lanterns still glowing softly beneath the trees. Beyond the rooftops, the forest stretches endlessly beneath the silver sky. Tall pines sway gently in the breeze. The path you followed earlier disappears into the trees like a ribbon of pale stone. Everything feels wonderfully connected. The forest, the village, the garden, the stars, even you. You stand quietly for a long moment, simply taking in the peaceful view. A nearby bench invites you to sit once more. You do, wrapping your hands around a small cup resting there. Someone has left warm herbal tea, still gently steaming, as though the village somehow knew you would arrive. The tea tastes of chamomile and honey, warm, gentle, perfect for the cool evening air. As you sip slowly, the clock tower softly chimes again. Its bells drift peacefully across the rooftops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each note fades gently into the night. There is no urgency, only rhythm, only peace. The stars continue shining. The fireflies continue dancing. The lanterns continue glowing. And the village continues quietly existing. Hidden from the busy world beyond the forest, you realize something. No one here ever seems to hurry because there is no need to. Time feels different, slower, kinder. Each moment is allowed to be fully enjoyed before the next one begins. You finish the last sip of tea. The cup remains pleasantly warm in your hands. Far below, one building catches your eye. A charming little inn with ivy climbing its stone walls. Its windows glow with the warmest firelight you've seen all evening. A wooden sign gently swings above the entrance. Even from here, you can almost imagine the comforting crackle of its fireplace. Perhaps, after such a peaceful evening, it is time to rest there. You rise slowly from the bench, taking one final look across the moonlit village. Then, following the softly glowing lanterns once again, you begin making your way toward the welcoming little inn. Its warm windows seem to shine a little brighter with every step, as though they have been waiting just for you. The lantern-lit path winds gently downhill. Its smooth cobblestones glisten beneath the moonlight, still holding tiny pearls of rain from earlier in the evening. The village has become even quieter now. Most cottage windows are softly curtained. Warm light still glows from within, but conversations have faded into peaceful silence. Only the occasional creak of a rocking chair, the gentle closing of a wooden door, or the distant crackle of a fireplace reminds you that the village is quietly settling in for the night. Ahead, the little inn waits exactly where you saw it from the hill. It is even more charming up close. Built from weathered gray stone, its walls are almost completely covered with climbing ivy. Tiny white flowers bloom among the leaves, gently swaying in the cool night breeze. A warm golden lantern hangs above the entrance. Its light falls softly across the polished oak door. Beside it swings a beautifully carved wooden sign. Moonlight Inn. A thin curl of smoke rises lazily from the stone chimney. The comforting scent of burning cedar drifts into the night air. Without thinking, you take a slow, deep breath. It smells like warmth, like home. You gently open the heavy wooden door. A tiny brass bell above it gives the softest little ring. Immediately, a wave of comforting warmth welcomes you. The cool night air disappears behind you. Inside, everything glows. A large stone fireplace burns quietly at the center of the room. Golden flames dance gently behind an old iron screen. Every few moments, a cedar log softly crackles, sending tiny glowing embers upward before they disappear into the chimney. The fire fills the room with a rich amber light. Its gentle glow reflects across polished wooden floors that have been lovingly cared for over many years. Thick oak beams stretch across the ceiling. Their dark wood tells stories of countless peaceful evenings. Shelves filled with old books line one wall. Their worn leather covers shine softly beneath the lantern light. Large armchairs sit comfortably around the fireplace. Each one is covered with thick knitted blankets in warm shades of cream, forest green, and deep burgundy. Small tables hold steaming teapots, candles, and tiny vases filled with freshly picked lavender. The air smells wonderfully comforting. Fresh bread, cinnamon, vanilla, cedar wood, a hint of orange peel drying beside the fire. Everything invites you to slow down. Behind a polished wooden counter stands the innkeeper. She has kind eyes and silver hair gathered neatly beneath a soft linen scarf. She smiles warmly, not with surprise, but with the quiet welcome reserved for an old friend returning home. "Good evening," she says gently. "We've been expecting you." Her voice is calm, almost musical. She hands you a small brass key attached to a smooth wooden tag. The number carved into it simply reads, 7. "There is no rush," she says. "Supper is ready whenever you are." You thank her softly. She leads you through the common room toward a cozy dining area overlooking the village square. Only a few tables stand beside large windows. Outside, the lanterns continue glowing beneath the moon. Inside, tiny candles flicker upon every table. A warm bowl of vegetable stew is already waiting for you. Beside it rests fresh country bread wrapped inside a linen cloth to keep it warm. A small dish of creamy butter sits nearby. Next to it, a slice of apple cake sprinkled lightly with cinnamon. Everything has been prepared with care. You settle into a comfortable wooden chair beside the window. Outside, a gentle rain begins once more. Tiny drops tap softly against the old glass. The sound blends beautifully with the crackling fireplace nearby. Tap, crackle, tap, crackle. It becomes a peaceful rhythm that seems to slow your breathing all by itself. The stew is wonderfully warm. Tender vegetables, soft potatoes, fresh herbs gathered from the village gardens. Every spoonful feels comforting. Not rich, not heavy, simply nourishing. The bread is still warm from the oven. Its crust is lightly crisp, its center wonderfully soft. You spread a little butter across each slice. It melts immediately, leaving behind a delicious aroma. Outside, the rain grows slightly steadier. Water slides gently down the old window panes. Lantern light reflects in long golden lines across the glass. The village somehow looks even cozier beneath the rain. No one seems bothered by it. Quite the opposite. Several villagers quietly walk home carrying little lanterns beneath large umbrellas. Their footsteps echo softly along the wet cobblestones. The rain seems to belong here, like another familiar guest. After supper, the innkeeper returns carrying a small porcelain teapot. "Chamomile with honey," she says with a smile. "Our favorite evening tradition." She pours the tea slowly. Steam curls gently upward. The comforting fragrance fills the room. You wrap both hands around the warm cup. Its gentle heat feels wonderful against your fingers. Nearby, an old grandfather clock quietly ticks. Its steady rhythm joins the rain and the fire. Crackle, tap, crackle, tap. The sounds blend together into the most peaceful melody. You carry your tea to one of the armchairs beside the fireplace. It is wonderfully soft. The knitted blanket folded across its back feels thick and comforting. You pull it gently across your lap. The fire warms your face. Outside, the rain continues falling peacefully. You notice an old book resting upon the little table beside your chair. Its cover is worn smooth from many gentle hands. There is no title, only a tiny silver moon embossed upon the leather. You open it carefully. Inside, there are no chapters, only short stories. Simple stories about quiet evenings, snow falling outside warm cottages, families baking bread together, gardens blooming beneath the moon, lantern festivals, peaceful lakes, sleeping forests. Each story is only a few pages long. Each one leaves behind the same comforting feeling. You read slowly, not because the words are difficult, but because every sentence deserves to be enjoyed. Outside, the rain gradually becomes lighter. Its rhythm softens against the windows. The fire burns lower now. The glowing embers create a warm orange light that gently fills the room. One by one, the other guests quietly say goodnight. Nobody speaks loudly. Nobody rushes upstairs. Each person simply smiles kindly before disappearing down the softly lit hallway. Only you and the innkeeper remain beside the fire. She quietly places another cedar log onto the glowing embers. Tiny sparks dance upward. The room fills with the comforting fragrance of warm cedar wood. She smiles. "I think your room is ready." You nod gently, carrying your warm cup upstairs. The staircase creaks softly beneath your footsteps. Not old and tired, but comfortably familiar. A lantern glows upon every landing. Its warm light guides you upward. At the end of the hallway, you find room 7. The brass key turns smoothly in the lock. The door opens quietly. Immediately, you smile. The room feels wonderfully peaceful. A large wooden bed stands beside a stone fireplace where a small fire still glows gently. Thick white blankets are folded neatly across the mattress. Several oversized pillows rest comfortably against the carved oak headboard. A knitted blanket lies across the foot of the bed. Beside the window, a comfortable reading chair waits beneath a softly glowing lantern. Fresh lavender rests inside a small ceramic vase upon the bedside table. The room smells faintly of cedar, and chamomile. Outside the window, the rain has almost stopped. Tiny droplets cling to flower boxes overflowing with white blossoms. Beyond them, the moon has appeared once again. Its silver light washes gently across the rooftops of the sleeping village. Fireflies still drift lazily through the quiet streets. The clock tower glows softly in the distance. The entire village seems wrapped in peaceful dreams. You open the window just a little. Cool fresh air drifts inside, along with the gentle scent of rain-soaked flowers. You close your eyes, listening. A distant owl, the quiet stream, the occasional crackle of your little fireplace. Somewhere below, the innkeeper quietly locks the front door for the night. The village has gone to sleep. You change into comfortable night clothes. Pull back the thick blankets. The bed feels wonderfully soft. The mattress welcomes you gently. The pillows cradle your head perfectly. You pull the blanket up to your shoulders. Its comforting warmth surrounds you immediately. The fire beside the bed glows quietly. Outside, the moon shines over the peaceful village. The lantern still burns softly along every cobblestone street. Fireflies continue their slow dance through the gardens. Everything feels safe. Everything feels calm. Everything feels exactly as it should. You take one slow breath in and breathe out. Tomorrow, there will be more peaceful corners of the village to discover. But not tonight. Tonight, there is only warmth, only quiet, only rest. You close your eyes. The gentle crackle of the fire, the distant stream, and the soft breathing of the sleeping village begin carrying you toward the deepest, most peaceful sleep. End of Part 5. In Part 6, the village sleeps. You'll experience a long, soothing sleep ending as the village grows completely silent, lanterns slowly dim, the moon watches over the rooftops, and you drift into deep, restful sleep before gently saying goodbye to the magical village that only appears at night. Part 6: The Village That Only Appears at Night, a magical cozy sleep story for adults. Part 6. The village sleeps. The room is wonderfully still. The little fire beside your bed has settled into glowing embers. Its golden light rises and falls gently across the stone walls, creating soft shadows that move so slowly they almost seem to be breathing. Outside, the village has become quieter than ever before. The rain has completely stopped. Only tiny droplets remain upon the flower boxes beneath your window. Each one reflects the moonlight like a tiny silver pearl. You rest comfortably beneath the thick blankets. The linen sheets feel cool and soft against your skin. The wool blanket resting over them is pleasantly warm. It is the perfect balance of comfort, the kind that invites your body to become completely still. You listen carefully. Somewhere far below, a small stream continues its gentle journey through the village. Its quiet melody never changes. It simply flows, slowly, patiently, peacefully. The breeze moves softly through the climbing ivy outside your window. Leaves whisper together for a few moments, before becoming still again. A firefly drifts past the glass. Its tiny golden light glows once, twice, before disappearing into the moonlit garden. The village is asleep. Every cottage window still glows softly, not brightly, only enough to suggest that somewhere inside, a kettle rests upon a stove. A favorite book lies open beside a chair. A knitted blanket waits patiently on a sofa. Everything feels loved. Everything feels cared for. You breathe in slowly. The room carries the comforting scent of cedar wood, fresh linen, lavender, and the faint sweetness of chamomile tea. Each breath becomes a little slower, a little deeper, a little softer. Allow yourself to settle even more comfortably. Feel the pillow gently supporting your head. Notice the pleasant weight of the blankets resting across your body. There is nothing you need to hold, nothing you need to solve, nothing waiting for tomorrow. Only this peaceful night, only this quiet little village, only this moment. Outside, the clock tower quietly marks another passing hour. Its gentle bell drifts across the rooftops. 1, 2, 3. The sound rolls softly through the sleeping streets before fading into silence once again. No one stirs. The village simply continues dreaming. You imagine what the cottages look like now. Tiny fireplaces glowing softly behind stone walls. Cats curled peacefully upon warm rugs. Fresh bread cooling quietly in village kitchens. Herbs hanging from wooden beams. Lanterns glowing beside front doors. A loaf of bread resting beneath a clean linen cloth. A teapot waiting patiently for tomorrow morning. The baker sleeping soundly after another evening spent filling the village with comforting aromas. The woman from the evening kitchen carefully resting after serving warm bowls of soup to everyone who wandered through her welcoming door. The violinist placing the instrument carefully back into its case, before opening the bedroom window just enough to hear the stream outside while falling asleep. Even the candle maker has finished the day's work. Rows of little candles now rest quietly upon wooden shelves, waiting for another peaceful evening. The entire village seems wrapped inside one enormous blanket of silence. And above it all, the full moon keeps watch. It shines gently across rooftops, gardens, bridges, and quiet winding streets. The moon asks nothing from anyone. It simply offers its light, calm, steady, gentle, just as it has done for countless peaceful nights. Fireflies continue floating through the gardens. Their tiny lights drift between moonflowers that remain open beneath the stars. Some gather beside the stream. Others wander among lavender fields. Their soft golden glow reminds you of little floating wishes. Never hurried, never restless, only quietly moving wherever the evening breeze carries them. Take another slow breath. Breathe in, feeling cool, fresh night air filling your lungs. And breathe out, letting every remaining thought drift gently away. Yeah. Breathe in and breathe out. Your shoulders soften a little more. Your hands become wonderfully heavy. Your legs completely relaxed. Even the tiny muscles around your eyes rest quietly now. The fire beside your bed grows smaller. Its glowing embers become softer, warmer, quieter. You notice the dancing light becoming slower until it seems almost perfectly still. Outside, the Milky Way stretches across the heavens like a river of silver dust. Millions of tiny stars shine patiently above the sleeping forest. Beyond the village, the old stone path waits quietly beneath the pine trees. Tomorrow evening, perhaps another traveler will follow its winding trail. Perhaps someone else who needs a little peace, a little warmth, or simply a place where time moves gently. The village will welcome them too, just as it welcomed you, because this place asks for nothing. It simply opens its lantern-lit streets to anyone whose heart is searching for quiet. You smile softly, knowing that somewhere, hidden beyond ordinary maps, this little village will always exist beneath the moon. The fire finally settles into glowing coals. Only a soft orange light remains. The room becomes even more peaceful. Outside, a faint mist slowly rises above the stream. It drifts lazily between the cottages, curling gently around flower gardens before disappearing into the cool night air. The lanterns along the cobblestone streets begin glowing just a little dimmer, not because they are going out, only because the night itself has become softer, even quieter. The village seems to breathe together, slowly, comfortably, peacefully. You notice your own breathing matching that same gentle rhythm. Slow in, slow out, nothing forced, nothing hurried, simply breathing. The blankets feel warmer now. Your body feels pleasantly heavy. Your thoughts drift like clouds across the moonlit sky. If one appears, simply watch it float gently away. There is no need to follow it. Only stillness remains. The stream continues singing quietly. The breeze whispers through ivy leaves. A tiny owl calls once from the forest beyond the village. Then silence returns once more. The kind of silence that never feels empty. The kind that wraps around you like a comforting embrace. If you enjoyed spending this peaceful evening in the village that only appears at night, I hope you'll return again. Here at Moonlit Sleep Stories, there will always be another quiet path waiting to be explored. Perhaps a warm lighthouse beside the sea, a snow-covered mountain cabin, a hidden greenhouse beneath the stars, a peaceful train journey through snowy forests, or another gentle village where lanterns glow all night long. Whenever the world feels a little too busy, or your thoughts become a little too loud, remember this place. Remember the warm windows, the quiet streets, the fireflies, the soft rain upon old rooftops, the smell of fresh bread drifting through cool evening air, the gentle sound of the stream beneath the little stone bridge, and the welcoming light of the moonlight in, because somewhere, beneath a sky full of stars, the village is still there. Its lanterns are still glowing. Its gardens are still blooming. Its fireplaces are still warm, waiting patiently for the next peaceful evening. And perhaps, one night, you'll find yourself walking that moonlit forest path once again, following gentle lanterns through the pine trees, crossing the old stone bridge, reading the little wooden sign, and smiling as the familiar words welcome you home. Welcome to the village that only appears at night. For now, there is nowhere else to go, nothing else to do, only rest, only comfort, only peaceful sleep. Allow the village to fade gently into the distance, its warm lanterns becoming tiny golden stars, the stars slowly becoming soft points of light, the lights becoming dreams, the dreams becoming sleep. Your breathing is slow, your body is completely relaxed, your mind is quiet, the night is watching over you, the moon is shining gently above, and the little village, hidden safely beneath its silver light, will remain there until you are ready to visit again. Good night, dear friend. May your dreams be as gentle as moonlight on cobblestones, as warm as a glowing fireplace, as peaceful as rain upon old rooftops, and as endless as the stars above the sleeping forest. Thank you for spending this quiet evening with Moonlit Sleep Stories. If this story brought you peace, you can return anytime for another cozy journey into restful sleep. There will always be another warm fire, another lantern-lit path, and another gentle story waiting for you. Now, close your eyes, breathe slowly, let the village disappear softly into the night, and drift, gently, peacefully, into the deepest, most restful sleep. Sweet dreams and good night.